In this video, we will be talking about how to talk to your child about what will happen next. The reason why we will review the topic about what will happen next is because speech is a foundation of reading and writing. And because when we talk about what will happen next, we help children to understand listening and speaking comprehension and the order of events. One way to help your child understand what will happen next is to tell them directly what will happen next. Model this strategy by using transition words when you speak, such as telling your child first, then, next, and finally. Another strategy to help your child sequence events while talking about what would happen next is you can ask them questions by starting your sentences with words like, "What do you predict will happen next?" Or, "What do you think will happen next?" Or even, "What do you want to happen next?" A third strategy for talking about what would happen next is to use open-ended questions with your child. Open-ended questions are questions where you begin the sentence and your child finishes it. Here are some examples that you may want to say to your child to prompt them to think about what will happen next. For example, we need to after this, we will or when we are done, Some parents help their child understand sequencing and events by creating a daily schedule for or with their child. One thing that you can do is put Velcro on the back of each event or use a pocket chart so that you can move the activities around as your days change. Emergent readers can make their own daily schedules by drawing and labeling pictures that show daily activities and put them in order. This is a great strategy to use if you're going on a trip or having a special event. It's a way to help your child get excited about what will happen next and help them understand the order of events that are going to happen. When reading or watching fiction stories, a great way to increase comprehension and talk about what will happen next is to predict what the problem in the story may be. In this picture of the Lorax, you can see there is the character, the Lorax, and some trees. Your child may predict that the Lorax may harm the trees in the story. That would be the problem. When reading or watching nonfiction or real topics, you can have your child predict what they think they might learn about. For example, in this book about real trees, they may predict that they might learn about different kinds of trees or what trees need to survive. In the same way, have your child identify solutions to the problems they find in fiction stories. For example, your child might identify a solution to the problem in the Lorax. In this story, the problem is that the trees are being cut down by the Lorax. Your child may be able to come up with some ideas of their own about how this problem may be solved before they read the end of the book. Practice talking about what will happen next with your child when you go on daily trips to places that your child likes. For example, if you go and get ice cream, or take a family trip to the park, pool, or even the zoo. There will be lots of opportunities to talk with your child about what will happen next when you're cooking food. Another way to squeeze in the topic about what will happen next is to practice talking about what will happen next before your child goes to school for the day. There are so many routines or events that happen when you get ready for bed that this is the perfect chance to talk to your child about what will happen next. Always make sure to talk to your child about what will happen next before a special event, like having Grandma and Grandpa come over to visit or having a birthday party. Of course, we want to apply these skills to written language as well. When reading books with your child, don't forget that along the way, stop and ask your child in the book, what do you think will happen next? Or what do you think you will learn next? You will know that your child is successful when your child uses simple words and sentences to talk about what would happen next, or to predict the problem and solutions in stories. You will know that you were successful with this activity when you talked to your child about what would happen next. You asked your child questions about what would happen next, and you gave your child opportunities to predict problems and solutions in stories.